May the words of my mouth, the meditations of our hearts be truly acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. And we listen to a great deal of testing and quarreling and grumbling and contention. We don't know anything about that in an election year, do we? As we follow along with the stories that are foundational to our faith, we listened in the book of Exodus about Moses and his amazing staff, the miraculous staff, the magical staff, the one you hold like this and you do things and suddenly everything happens. Pick up your staff, says God. These people, they're quarreling, they're wrangling, they're making me miserable. Now go solve the problem. Go to the rock. The limestone out in the desert under which there's all that water. And take the staff and break the rock. Oh, but that's not really the story, maybe. Because in the book of Numbers, it's a little different. God's sick and tired of the grumbling and the quarreling and the testing and says to Moses, take your staff, this wonderful staff, the one that you use to do everything, and go out to the desert where you will find the rock, the limestone, and speak to the rock. Command the rock. And the rock will give up water. And Moses took the staff and did it anyway. Uh-oh. They say that that's why Moses never got to enter the promised land. Disobeyed. Oh my goodness. Well, and this is a sort of a quiz. Now, what's the hymn? You know the hymn. You've heard it. You remember it. You love it. Rock of Ages. I'm not supposed to sing it. Rock of Ages, cleft for me. Let me hide myself. What's the rock? Jesus. That's why we love these stories, because they prefigure so much. And of course, Jesus was broken for us. So that's the outcome of that story, really, as we Christians know it. Jesus, the rock, tested and broken, no matter how legitimate his authority was. Well, God's authority was legitimate. Didn't stop anyone from quarreling and grumbling and testing. And Jesus' authority is legitimate. Don't you think Jesus was a pretty good politician? I mean, we know. I mean, we're talking politics all the time these days, right? I mean, didn't he do a very good job on those folks? I thought that's pretty marvelous, pretty smart. So there he was, doing the same thing with them that was happening out there in the desert long before. And we all are just like that. And so he tells us that if we're really, really smart and good, all we have to do is become tax collectors and prostitutes. Oh my. So here we are. And we are challenged today, just as everyone has always been challenged, to be good and faithful and loving and obedient. And no, we won't always be good and faithful and loving and obedient. And God will love us anyway. He will love us always. And He will love us confidently. We will always be loved. So, in that regard, there's this woman named Bishop Budd. Interesting woman. She's the Bishop of the Diocese of Washington, D.C. Oh, isn't she the one who got all bent out of shape because her church was used as a prop? Ah, yes, that's right. Listen where she comes out. May God give you the grace never to sell yourself short. Grace to do something big for something good. Grace to remember the world is too dangerous now for anything but truth and too small for anything but love. See, she's doing it. Faithful, good, kind. Let's all do that.